Hello, scrapbookers. This is Megan, and I am back today with my fifth and final layout for the second round of mine and Hannah's For the Love of Homemade Kit series that we are doing this month. And we also have Felicia Young participating with us. So for this layout, this is actually a bonus layout. We challenged ourselves to make 4 layouts, and I made 5. So I was way excited that I actually got 5 layouts out of this kit. So here I am just cutting out some numbers from this paper, and this paper is called Memento, and it is from, I believe it's from the Maggie Holmes Shine collection. So I'm just going to cut out all the numbers. I think it's like 1 through 7 or 1 through 8. I'm actually not going to use all of them on this layout, but I will have them available for another layout, and I'm sure that I will use them. So my idea behind this layout was to use a bunch of numbers and then these 3 photos that I have. One is of my 2 sons making the cake. So one is Brennan stirring the cake and then Jonas stirring the cake. And then one is a photo of just the cake itself after it was frosted and decorated and everything. So what I'm doing here is I'm just pulling out a few of these cards from the kit. And these are exclusive cards from a click kit that I got, I think it was, I want to say it was in February, was the Shine collection. And so here I'm just figuring out how I want to use these scraps, because these are literally the only, I think, 2, 3 or 4 pieces of paper that I have left from the kit. I absolutely killed the paper in this kit. So I was very excited that I did that. So here I'm just going to cut down the photos just a teeny tiny little bit, not very much at all. And then I am going to mat them on that swatch paper that you just saw right there. So I'm just going to mat a little bit behind the photos. I don't even care that the swatch pieces aren't showing. I just wanted a little something behind the photos besides just having the photo. So I'm going to do that for both of those 2 on the bottom, and then I'm just going to have the photos just cascading down the layout on the left side there, just keeping it simple and easy. So for this layout, I actually made this one over National Scrapbooking Weekend, and it was a challenge for the Paper Issues Facebook group, and it was part of their tic-tac-toe challenge. You had to pick 3 items in a row. It could be diagonal, it could be, sideways, up and down, whatever. I decided to go with a number, enamel dot, and a stamp. So that was my choice for their challenge. Here I'm just gluing some of these papers together, and then for my stamp portion of this layout, I am going to use this stamp from my Close to My Heart stamp set. I will leave a link below to this stamp set. I do not remember what it's called. I just can't remember what it's called, and I've already put it away, so I'm not going to go searching for it. So what I did was I just stamped my Versamark with the cake stamp, and then I am going to pull out some, I believe it's Martha Stewart dark, it's kind of like a navy blue, and it's embossing powder. So I'm just going to get all of these cakes covered with embossing powder, and then I'm going to emboss them. And I am horrible at embossing. I just want to warn you guys, because if you want to know how to emboss, do not ask me, because I thought I had embossed them all, and then I went and I touched it and it wasn't embossed at all. And I was like, what? I swear I thought that I saw it raise up and, look all cool, but no, I didn't. So I had to go back and redo it, and a couple of the stamps got messed up, and you can see right there I kind of hit the bottom of that middle cake, and it got a little, the embossing powder came off of it a little bit. So yeah, this was kind of a fail, but not at the same time, because it works out. It doesn't turn out too bad, but there are a couple of kinks in the road. So here I am using my heat gun and embossing, or at least I think I'm embossing. And so here I'm going to turn it off, and I think I'm going to set my photos down, and then I'm going to bump that one right to the right of the photos, and I'm like, well, wait a minute, that's not, like, it's not supposed to come off. So I had to push the photos aside, and I had to really get my heat gun down next to the photos. So I think what happened was my heat gun probably wasn't hot enough, and so it didn't really emboss like it should have. So I need to just learn that I need to warm up my heat gun when I'm doing embossing. If you guys have any tips on how to do embossing better, I would love to hear them, because I'm horrible at embossing. Okay, so here now I'm just placing my photos on the layout, and I'm going to use this Best Day Ever wood veneer as my title, and then here I'm putting down all the numbers, and this is where I decide, I think I just like it to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm thinking about backing this number 2 on something, because my son is turning 2. And so I wanted to emphasize the number 2, but I still wanted to include all of those numbers as well. So here I'm just going to glue down all the photos. And I didn't want them to be perfectly on top of each other. I really like the offset look that I decided to go with for my photos. Then here I am putting down this little paper layer stuff going on down there. And then this, I am going to glue down all of these numbers except for the number 2. And then I'm going to grab out some pop dots and put the number 2 up on pop dots. Sorry, I can't talk tonight apparently. And then that just emphasizes that, yeah, I have all those numbers there, but the one that I want you to focus on is the number 2. And I really like how that turns out. So I'm just using these Circle Recollections pop dots, which are really, really thick. I like them, but they are so thick. Oh my goodness, so thick. So here I have the 2 all fixed up with the pop dots, and I'm going to just turn it over and plop it down kind of in the middle of the 1 and the 3. I'm sorry if you can hear that barking. I have neighbors that have dogs that love to bark, so I apologize. Okay, now here I am just making a cluster down there in that bottom right hand corner. I had a floral embellishment piece and that party hat, which was from the chipboard collection. That was from, let's see, that is I keep wanting to say Heidi Swap, but it's Maggie Holmes confetti. So here I'm going to ink the edges of just a few of these pieces down there in the bottom right hand corner, and I'm also going to add some ink to that wood veneer. Here I'm adding this tag that says XO right next to that middle photo, and inking the edges on that ephemera piece, and then I'm going to glue all of this stuff down, and the layout is going to be done. This one was pretty quick. I think it took about 40 minutes to do, and I love it when layouts can just fall into place and they take no time whatsoever. And this one was really fun. It's not the best one. It's not my favorite one from the kit, but I still love it. It's another memory scrapbooked. So thanks so much for watching today, you guys. If you haven't already, go on over to Felicia Young and Hannah Lemieux's channels to see their layouts that they created this week as well. I will talk to you guys next time. Have a great week. Bye.